The Philadelphia Eagles are headed to the NFC Championship. They will be hosting that game. The Washington Commanders will be traveling to Philly this upcoming Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, after the Eagles defeat the Rams 28-22. Let us talk about it. And I'm going to start this video off with a bit of a rant here, because the national media continues to disrespect Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni, and the Eagles, because it's just so blasphemy to me at this point. And I know a lot of Eagles fans are going to agree with me. This weekend, we saw 3 divisional games, and we saw 3 performances from winning quarterbacks that all looked pretty similar in Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen. Yet, 2 of these quarterbacks are being talked about in Mahomes and Allen as high IQ. This is what winners do. Don't count the box score. And for Jalen Hurts, the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, he is the thing holding back this team. Holding them back. They're in the NFC. They're hosting the NFC Championship. What are you talking about? Jalen Hurts this weekend, 198 total yards, 1 touchdown, 0 turnovers. Mind you, his touchdown set the tone, a breakaway 44-yard touchdown run for a quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, 191 total yards, 1 touchdown, 0 turnovers. Josh Allen, 147 total yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. 3 wins across the board, 2 talked about and praised for being so excellent, 1 being absolutely discussed as bad. And I've seen quarterback tier lists come out this year that have Geno Smith and Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield all ahead of Jalen Hurts, and I can't help but get aggravated at it, because it is, what do you expect this team to do differently? Should they not run the ball when Saquon Barkley's averaging 8 yards a carry and their offensive line is bullying the Rams? Should they not give the guy the ball who's had 200 yards now against this team twice, and they have the lead, and it's bad weather? And let me ask everybody this. If Jalen Hurts is so bad, then Nick Sirianni must be damn good. Because in this league, it is a head coach quarterback driven sport, right? Let's look at the 4 teams left. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Everybody says they're the best in the league at their spot. I tend to agree. Josh Allen, Sean McDermott. People might say that Josh Allen's number 2 in the league, McDermott's somewhere in the top 10. Jaden Daniels and Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's been to a Super Bowl before with the Falcons, and everybody's ready to talk about Jaden Daniels top 10, top 5. The Eagles, somehow Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni are both lucky to be top 15. Yet, aside from the Patriots and the Chiefs, the Eagles are the only team to win 14 games twice in a 3-year span since the year 2000. The Eagles and the Chiefs are the only 2 teams that have been hosting conference championships 2 of the last 3 years. And if the Eagles make the Super Bowl, it'll be just them and the Chiefs that have been to 2 Super Bowls in the last 3 years. So somebody tell me again how this team wins games if Jalen Hurts is so bad and Nick Sirianni is so bad. That is where the media lies to you. And that is where people get fed up with these talking heads on TV. Because you'll watch a similar game from Josh Allen to a similar game with Jalen Hurts to a similar game with Patrick Mahomes. 2 guys get praise, 1 guy gets hate. And I'm not sitting here telling you that Jalen Hurts had an A+ game. Don't hear what I'm not saying. B-, C+? Sure. Did he miss some open completions? Absolutely he did. Did he take a bad safety? He did. Do I think he had just come out of the medical tent and who knows what's up with his knee? And based on his post-game interview, do I think there was a little Percocet involved? Maybe. But at the end of the day, him and Nick Sirianni are winners. They won. And Jalen Hurts is part of that. And mind you, A.J. Brown dropped like a 35-yard touchdown pass from Jalen Hurts. And the other calculated risk that they took to Devonta Smith, he got killed over the middle by Witherspoon, and it resulted in a 15-yard penalty. How many deep balls do you need this guy to throw when it's pissing snow in Philly? I don't know. Now let's talk about the game. Now let's talk about the great parts of this football game. Because Saquon Barkley is a freaking dog, man. 26 carries, 205 yards, 7.9 yards per carry, and 2 touchdowns. 2 breakaway touchdown runs. And yeah, you guys saw him on that first one. Looking back at old Jerry Verse, who was talking that talk. And to be fair, Verse played good. He walked that walk a little bit, but his team didn't. Jalen Carter, a guy that this team drafted 2 years ago, 9th overall, because nobody wanted him. But we have the infrastructure. We had a vet in Fletcher Cox. We have a great coaching staff who can handle personalities like that. We had Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean, Keely Ringo, Georgia boys that he's used to playing with. And 2 years later, the guy's an all-pro defensive tackle. You could say the best in football, certainly top 3. Coming up with huge fumble on Kyron Williams, huge sack on Matt Stafford to pretty much ice that game at the end of it. Because, yeah, this was a clincher. At the end of this game, it felt very reminiscent of Eagles-Falcons from a couple years ago when the Eagles had their Super Bowl run, that 15-10 victory, where if Julio Jones catches that ball over Jalen Mills, history's written differently. This game, if Matt Stafford throws a touchdown pass, I don't know if we get into field goal range. One, Jake's been a little hit or miss this year. Kind of not beating the washed allegations right now. 2, a minute 30, bad weather. Do we get down the field? I don't know. But I don't have to anymore. Quinyon Mitchell, as soon as he gets out of the game, that side of the field opens up. Again, corner's not a stat that everything is in the box score. I mean, nothing is a stat that everything's in the box score. In the playoffs, it's about winning. And the Eagles, with Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni, have never lost a playoff game in Philadelphia. The NFC Championship, hosted in Philadelphia. And with the performance that this team put on, they have a shot to go to their second Super Bowl in 3 years. So everybody could hate, everybody could doubt, but here we are. The Eagles progressed forward. I thought Jalen was fine. Saquon, obviously great. I would love Kellen Moore and this coaching staff to get A.J. Brown going a little bit earlier in these games. Some of the little just designed plays that they had for Devonta Smith, I'd love for A.J. Brown to get going. I know he's kind of a polarizing figure right now, but to win a Super Bowl, we're going to need A.J. playing at his A level. To me, that's undoubted. And the defense played great. Zach Bond, extend him. A huge tackle for loss. He's the guy who recovered the Jalen Carter fumble. He's been outstanding. CJ Gardner-Johnson with some big tackles. Darius Slay, 3 pass deflections with Quinyon out. This is a defense and run team. It's not to say that Jalen's not good, but this team kills you in the trenches, just the way Howie Roseman drew it up. And just the way Howie Roseman drew it up, the Eagles are advancing to the NFC Championship and are 1 win away from being back in the Super Bowl. That's impressive. Let me know all your thoughts on everything I said in the comment section down below. If you love the Philadelphia Eagles, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.